Crossfire Radio. Realities.
With Omobolanle Adedoyin
on Crossfire Radio.
So you've done well by logging on to Crossfire Radio. At this moment, the program coming your way is Realities with Adedoyin Omobolanle. If you are joining me for the first time, Realities is an interview-based program where I bring successful people from different walks of life your way in order to learn from them about issues relating to life and living. Today's episode of Realities is a special one as it is in honor of the International Youth Day celebrated worldwide on the 12th day of August. This year was themed Engagement for Global Action. And as you know that when we will talk about youth, then we are talking about the strength of any nation. Wow, there's no better person to talk about youths and their engagement for global action, if not for a youth that is engaged in impacting the world around him. And the person that fits into this description is no other person than one of the right-hand man of His Excellency, the Governor of the Paysetter State, Oyo State, Nigeria, where Crossfire Radio is located. He is the Special Assistant to the Governor on Youths and Sports. I'm privileged to host Honourable Kazim Bolarinwa on today's episode of Realities. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We are glad to have you, sir. So, sir, our listeners are eager to hear from you, as I am also. And we'll venture right away into the discussion. International Youth Day 2020 tagged Engagement for Global Action. I would like you to talk about the day and its relevance on a general perspective, and by extension, its relevance to Oyo State, where we are here.
Thank you. When we talk about the International Youth Day and the Youth Engagement for Global Action, basically you're going to agree with me that the youth happens to carry a significant dividend of the global population.
Yes, sir.
And the youth, of course, is recognized as a key agent of socio-economic and political change in any country or nation of the world. So there is no how I want to talk about development of any form, or want to talk about success in any ramification we want to view it in any society. When we talk about societal success, definitely we cannot overlook the contribution of the youth. Just the way we cannot underemphasize the contribution of the youth whenever there is any issue or any problem bedeviling any country of the world. So it is key to look beyond just our immediate environment alone as youth, and that is what informed setting aside a day as this one we are talking about to celebrate youth across the globe.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. This particular day is aimed at highlighting ways in which the engagement of young people at the local, national, and global levels can enrich the nation and even other institutions at large. And it's also aimed at engaging youths in their participation in formal institutional politics. So, sir, I will like to ask that based on this, what are the goals of this day? What are the goals that you think are applicable for this day? And how do you think these goals can be achieved in Oyo State?
Yeah, the goals of this day basically is for the youth to take actions. You know, this is the era where we should call for revolution as youth. Revolution in the sense that we need to call the attention of ourselves to happenings around the world. If you look very, very well, like I said the other time, the youth largely has been marginalized. The youth has been shortchanged. So we need to actually do a lot to wake up from our slumber.
Okay.
So we actually need revolution. The revolution we are talking about is not a revolution of public speaking tournament. It is not a revolution of a battle of fine phrases. It is a revolution that is action oriented in such a way that we need to activate our minds and body system towards putting ourselves in positions that can effect changes, in positions that can make decisions, in positions that can make things happen in the state and country at large. This is the period, and this is the aim of this day set aside for celebration of the youth internationally. Basically, we need to actually know that there is no how we can have a global effect if we are only having local activities.
Okay.
You cannot continually languish in the comfort of your local environment and believe you are going to have effect globally or internationally. But what we are basically celebrating today is the ability of the youth to look beyond one's immediate environment, to look beyond your local level, to look international, to look global, to look national. And with that, we can begin to come up with initiatives and innovations and ideas that will cut across the world. For example, this is COVID-19 period. If you are still in your environment, bringing people together, to fight boxing, bringing people together to play football, you are not helping the situation of this period. So it is actually good you bring people together to play football. It is good to bring people together to watch matches together, to play, to have different activities, maybe even sporting activities, but this is not the best time to do that. So this is basically the kind of things we need to call our attentions to as youth, that this is a time whereby we need to think of how we can touch lives of people beyond our local environment. For example, on Saturday, I had a conference with YESI, NYCN, and NMD. These are bodies in Germany, in the UK, and US, that are coming together to have a formidable association of people, of young people, and I happen to be their guest speaker.
Okay.
This is me being a youth having effect globally. Last week, I had another one. This happened to be an American association. They called me, Yoruba Association of Youth in America. and I happened to be the speaker, the keynote speaker. And trust me, their feeling afterwards wasn't the same again, because they were elevated and potentials were unleashed. This is me working beyond my local environment. Of course, it wouldn't make sense for me to work beyond my local environment without affecting my local environment. A lot has been done locally that even the blind have heard about it and the deaf are seen. So it's a time whereby we need not just look within our local environment.
Okay, that's quite explicit. The Hesse, which is our guest on today's episode, has challenged the youths on how to think and how to touch lives of people, not only locally but globally. Stay tuned.
The Nigerian Dream.
What is the Nigerian dream? What is the Nigeria of our dream? Where are we going with all this baggage? Our destination is a key consideration in choosing the mode of travel, the speed of travel, the number of stopovers, and so forth.
The Nigerian Dream.
It is a nation that is going nowhere, that will take 2 steps forward but 3 backward. It is a people that have no destination, that can keep their vehicle in neutral gear for years, fueling the vehicle continuously while the engine is running endlessly.
The Nigerian Dream.
They can keep changing the engine oil and keep washing the car but still get nowhere, since any destination is just good enough for them.
The Nigerian Dream.
If we never start, we will never get anywhere tangible. If we keep pushing forward on a journey of no direction, we will only get worse. We will only arrive anywhere that is a nowhere in 10, in 15, and 20 years from today.
The Nigerian Dream.
My name is Faldo, your regular host on this program. On this program, our target is to carve out dream destinations for various sectors in Nigeria, with matching plans and specific strategies that can be deployed to achieve these dreams.
The Nigerian Dream.
Join Faldo at 10 a.m. every Saturday on Nigerian Dream.
Crossfire Radio. Not just a station, but a movement. Realities
with Omobolale Adedoyin
On Crossfire Radio.
You've been listening to the discussion with the Special Assistant to the Oyo State Governor on youths and sports since the beginning of today's episode of Realities on Crossfire Radio. Sir, I will also like to direct another question to you in this guise. Now, we are still talking about youth engagement for global actions. We have so many things, we have so many feats that some people have achieved in the past maybe days, months, and years. I remember just now that some months ago, you single-handedly distributed robust palliatives in a well-organized and well-structured manner to hundreds of people in some local government areas in Oyo State that we are here. And the feedbacks has been laudable. So how did you achieve this feat? I just have to ask that question.
Thank you. Whenever I'm asked a question as this, it amuses me because it only shows that you've done your background check. But basically, whenever, for you to be a successful leader, you need to be a studious and observant follower. Basically, my boss, my principal, who happen to be my mentor right now and my role model, is my governor. So he appointed me, and whenever you have a boss, that is not taking his work with levity hands, then you have no option than to do like him. So basically, I know that His Excellency is a lover of the people. His Excellency is a lover of everybody, both within his state and outside. So I must equally tread that same path. And that's why I had to do what I did. It wasn't as if it was easy for me. It wasn't as if I had too much or I wanted to declare surplusity, but it was a necessity that I do it because people were hungry, people were suffering, and you see, whenever you are in the government and you do anything to support the people, it the goodwill that will come as a result of what you have done will be reflective on the government. It's just like His Excellency is through you, reaching the people automatically. The goodness of the boss is transcending to the people through you, and that is why I'm here. And basically, I am doing what is expected of me to do. So that's why I have to go out of my way to just make sure that we ameliorate the people. We ameliorate the stress of hunger on the people. And that was why I had to do that. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. And we thank God for the feedbacks. We thank God for the fact that people, through this singular act, see this government as a government of the people, with love for the people.
All right, sir. So I will like to ask again, sir, that really, do we have plans of engaging youths, Oyo State youths now, for global action from the state level? If we do, can you please list them out?
Yes, of course. We have plans of engaging youth for global actions in different ways. For example, a youth that will be globally relevant, first of all, must be relevant in his or her local environment. A youth that will be relevant in his or her local environment must be useful to himself or herself first. So that's why the government of the day is looking at more ways of empowering the youth. And that is basically what informed the empowerment that the government was able to sponsor through the office of the SA to the Governor of Youth and Sports 2 weeks ago, whereby we had over 200 youth that got empowered in different skills, such as Adire, Tie and Dye, which is actually becoming the order of the day. That happens to be our pride when it comes to clothing, clothing pattern. So we did that. We were able to teach a good number of people the skill of wig making. We're able to give hand sanitizer because we realize that it's one of the best businesses anyone can venture into right now. We're able to teach people how to make face mask, because we realize that it is selling very fast these days, and we're able to teach people or give people the skill of graphic design, So we're able to do this for 200 youth just 2 weeks ago. Around 3 weeks or 4 weeks or thereabouts, we're able to give 50 slots out to youth, to come and get enrolled for graphic design. So we have been doing a whole lot of this. Is it the Tori Remedy Foundation that we did training for over 1,000 youth of the state? So all these things are being done so that you are going to, first of all, identify your value, right? Second is master your value. Third is convert your value to your portfolio, because that's the only way you begin to make money, right? With that, you can begin to be relevant to your local environment, because with that, you are going to now be a job creator. And when you create a job, you can now have the chance of employing people. And when you employ people, it means that basically you are going to enable more people to make earnings from your business. Automatically, they are going to make more meaning to life and more meaning out of life. So with that now, you can now expand the tentacles of your engagement and reach to the national environment. And anything that is gone national would automatically get international because it has grown, it is growing as the days unfold.
You've been listening to the discussion with the Special Assistant to the Oyo State Governor on youths and sports since the beginning of today's episode of Realities on Crossfire Radio. And you will agree with me that it's been a wonderful time with the intelligent Honourable Kazim Bolarinwa. Before we conclude on today's episode, due to time constraints, he will give us a final word after this moment. Stay tuned.
Realities
with Omobolale Adedoyin
on Crossfire Radio.
You can place order on any of the books written by Segun Ariyo. Instruments of Revival, Seasoned, Broken and Binded. The Making of a Disciple, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Advancing God's Kingdom through professional platforms. Raising Pure Children in an Impure World. Single Without Singe, which is also in audio CD. To place your order, please call 0803-438-3636. God bless you.
Crossfire Radio, not just a station, but a movement.
Realities with Omobolale Adedoyin is still the program on Crossfire Radio. Honorable Sir, we will be concluding this episode shortly, but I would like you to give your final word, and I think a question is still lurking somewhere here. So I want you to pick the question and attend to it. Then you give us your final admonition as we conclude today's program. So you were talking about empowerment the other time. Different ways by which the Oyo State government has empowered some youths. So I want to ask, did it go round? Is it only for youths in this our urban environment in Ibadan that we are here, or it extended to people in the grassroots, the rural areas?
Yes, it's not an empowerment for just a few people or a carefully selected set of people or the elites or the people that have political connection of one form of or the other. One thing is whenever you're doing something of this nature, we use the internet, at times the radio, to call attention of the people. Like when we did the Tony Elumelu Foundation training for over 1,000 youth, it cut across different local governments.
Okay.
No, apply if you're interested, and there's no one that would not be interested in a free trading, that would entitle you to get over $5,000, and that is close to 3 million naira. So there's no one that would not want to go for such, you see. So, and the one that we did recently, there are different youth groups, It's not just an Ibadan thing. They have representatives all over local government, and we tell them, okay, this youth group, bring 10 people, bring these people, bring this number of people, and we're able to get over 200. And with that, it shows that we are not carefully selecting some people of our interest or selecting people that we have bias for. You understand? So that is basically how it was.
Okay.
And that's how it has always been. And of course, no matter how good our selection pattern has been, it can be better because the largest room in the world is room for improvement. So we are still looking at how best we can still touch the grassroots, even though we have been doing that. But of course, we can still do better.
Yes, sir. So we will be taking your final admonition to our listeners, especially the youths, on how they can rightly position themselves to be engaged for global impact.
Yes, all right. Basically, what I would like to tell the youth is that the most important thing is to identify yourself. Who are you? Trust me, no one can know you better than yourself. No one can tell you what is best for you. The best motivation you can get is the motivation from yourself. It's self-motivation. So identify for yourself what you want. what you have interest in. When you know what you have interest in, go and acquire more knowledge of it. If what you know how to do is speaking, go and learn how to speak. Go and learn spontaneity, so that when you speak in a way that people would want to pay you for speaking. If what you know how to do is sing, go and learn the rudiment of singing, so that you can master the art of singing and people would pay you for singing. If what you know how to do is playing football, go and learn how to be excellent at it. Join a club, project what you can do to the world, and trust me, you're going to get elevated by excellence. So what I'm trying to say in essence and substance is that, first of all, try to understand what you have flair for. Try to understand what you have passion for. Knowing what you have passion for basically would help you to know what to master. By the time you master what you have passion for, display the mastery of it anywhere you find yourself. Display it in such a way that whenever they think about so, they are thinking you. My own target is, when they think about youth in Oyo State, let them think Kazim Bolarinwa. Let them think Ibadan Pride. That is my target for myself. Ask yourself, what is your target for you? When they are talking radio, are you a presenter? Let them think you. Think radio, think you. Are you a TV presenter? When they think television, let them think you. When they think politician, they are thinking Sheyi Makinde. When they are thinking state, they are thinking Oyo State. That is basically because we are doing excellently well. So ask yourself, what is it that you are doing well? Or what is it that you can do well? That is your value. Turn your value to your portfolio. Project it to the world.
That was an awesome conclusion from Honourable Kazim Bolarinwa. I must say that the time spent with you today, sir, is really worth it. And it's like we shouldn't stop yet, but we just have to. We sincerely appreciate your coming, sir. Thank you for granting us the audience to be with you today. And sincerely yours, we cannot exhaust the discussion on youth in a day. And we would like to book one more episode with you on this program. Hope you will grant us our requests.
Yeah, definitely. That's why we are here.
On behalf of my producer, Niyi Faldo, I want to appreciate your availability once again. Finding time out of no time to attend to us is massive. May God Almighty bless you with more strength and wisdom. I can't but also say thank you to our dear listeners for staying with us on today's episode of Realities on your darling station, Crossfire Radio. The studio engineer behind the wheels of production has been wonderful as well. Thank you, Stephen Adiagbo. I will leave us with this quote by Winston Churchill, which says, "Hear this, young men and women everywhere, and proclaim it far and wide. The earth is yours, and the fullness thereof. Be kind, but be fierce. You are needed now more than ever before. Take up the mantle of change, for this is your time. Indeed, it is our time. If we will not engage for global action, then who will?" I look forward to hearing your feedback either through my personal handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Telegram at Omobolanle Adedoyin, or through Crossfire Radio social media handles at Crossfire Radio 3 on both Twitter and Facebook. Please remember that the discussion with Honourable Kazim Bolarinwa still continues next episode of Realities on the same station, same day, and same time next week. I hope to have you around again. Bye for now.
Crossfire Radio.